This is Top 30. Coming up, an easy way to help protect yourself from hackers. You may be cleaning your carpets all wrong. And police are now testing flying motorbikes. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Kristen Smith, and here are 30 things you need to know right now. A lot of people wonder how they should ask for a raise. Well, according to experts, it's actually pretty simple. Don't. Margaret Ann Neal is a professor at Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. She says women in particular are penalized for asking for more money. Instead, she suggests making a proposal to your boss that illustrates all the ways you can help the company improve. Your increased salary will be in that proposal, but it won't be the only thing. Boosting your pay won't be a zero-sum request. Neal says you should ask yourself, why would this person say yes to me? If you can't answer that question, then you might not be ready to negotiate. Aim to start the conversation after a positive performance review or after you've successfully completed a big project. And transparency is key. Research the salary range for similar jobs where you live. Better yet, develop a network of colleagues who are willing to share information about their compensation. Follow these tips and hopefully your next salary negotiation is a success. All right, youth sports have become more competitive and stressful, really, than ever. And now we're seeing parents interfering in games, screaming wildly, and even attacking referees and coaches. A 2017 study from the National Association of Sports Officials found that 4 in 10 officials cited parents as the source of unsportsmanlike conduct. It's clear that parents' involvement in their children's athletic activities has spiked, but why? Experts cite money as the #1 reason. It's not cheap to enroll your kid in youth sports, and there's a lot of time and resources poured in. Many parents are looking for some sort of payoff. Within the study, parents reported spending an average $1,583.89 a year on their child's youth sports, and some reported spending more than 10% of the family's gross annual income on athletic activities. Dr. Stacy Warner thinks if parents didn't use their kids' activities to provide a sense of community for themselves, there would be fewer incidents. Whatever the reason, poor sportsmanship may not be the example we want to set for our kids. Well, new year, new you. We've all heard it time and time again, but what if the old you still likes to go out with friends and have a few drinks at a party? Paige Failing from Fox 46 Charlotte joins us now with some help. Hi, Paige.
Kristen, I got you. There are several minor tweaks you can make to old faithfuls to help them fit into your new lifestyle and still fit you in your new jeans. Let's take the margarita, for example. Instead of a 500+ calorie syrupy concoction of, well, let's be honest, heaven. Margaritas are amazing, but try this. Instead, just have a little good tequila with some club soda, a little fresh lime squeezed in there, and it could save you the sugar headache and about 400 calories. Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha, we know those girls love to consume mini Cosmos, right? But if you are looking to cut those calories from climbing into the Cosmos, swap out the cranberry juice for some cranberry flavored vodka instead. Finally, the morning staple, mimosa, you can have pretty much as is. Just triple the amount of champagne to the amount of juice and you will hit that just right brunch staple. See? Proving you can still have some health-conscious fun with a twist of lemon on the top.
Those are some great ideas. Thanks, Paige. It turns out you may be cleaning your carpets all wrong. When something gets spilled, it's natural instinct to grab a towel and start scrubbing away. But that's the worst mistake you can make because you're just rubbing it in. Instead, you should blot the spot with a dry towel. And then you apply the stain remover, but don't spray it directly on the carpet. Instead, you should spray it on a towel first and then continue blotting. Whatever you do, don't wait for the stain to dry. The quicker you try to remove it, the better. And if stain removers just aren't cutting it, there's a secret weapon hidden in your medicine cabinet. Hydrogen peroxide is great for removing stubborn stains. Just be careful with dark colors because it is a mild bleach. Spills are inevitable, but they don't have to ruin your carpets. Well, taking a look back now, it's been just over 10 years since Jodi Arias killed her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. With more on her life behind bars, we're joined by Law and Crime Network host Jesse Weber. So, Jesse, this trial captivated so many of us. Now, as Jodi serves her life sentence, what's life been like?
Jodi Arias, Jodi Arias, Jodi Arias. Doesn't it give you like a little bit of a chill in your spine when you hear her in the news? Well, her life in prison, I don't think is going the way she would have hoped. And it's an interesting case considering the fact that at one point, the prosecutors were trying to get a jury to sentence her to death, and they tried to get 2 juries to do that, and they ultimately couldn't render a decision one way or another. So she's in life in prison without the possibility of parole. And now we've learned that about, I think, 100-page prison file was just released, and we're learning a little bit more details of her life. It should be noted that she has done interviews before and talked about her life in prison. She said she's been receiving an outpouring of love and support. But when you read this file, that might not be the case. First of all, she was up for disciplinary action, and this is a really bizarre detail. Apparently, she was unhappy that she couldn't get the haircut she wanted in prison and threw a fit, and she received some discipline about that.
But it's not only been disciplinary actions, right? I understand the file also reveals some threats made against her?
Yeah, we saw that she received at least 1 letter detailing that her life may have been in danger, that an inmate may have actually been paid to harm her in some way. And then Jodi actually told an officer at the jail that there was an inmate that spoke directly to her face and threatened to kill her. And what it seemed to say was that this person was going to kill her in the same way that she killed Travis Alexander. That's what we saw from this redacted version. We put 2 and 2 together and thought that's what it is. So she is not receiving, I guess, the kind of love that she originally thought she was going to get.
Such a fascinating case. Jesse, thank you so much. For more on this case and others 24/7, head to lawandcrime.com. You know, more than half of millennials expect to be millionaires one day, and the United States already has twice as many millionaires under the age of 35 than any other country. Recent studies have found younger millionaires have a completely different set of priorities when it comes to their money than with older generations. A perfect example are prenups, which are trending among young entrepreneurs hoping to protect what they've worked for. Celebrity divorce attorney Monica Mazzai says these people are waiting longer to say I do, which means they typically have more assets, accumulated wealth from a 401k and stock options, and possibly real estate ventures. They could potentially have a lot to lose if a prenup is not put in place. Who is to know that their assets could increase tenfold? In addition, a study by Spectrum Group says millennial millionaires are still young enough that they're largely not concerned by national issues related to inflation, government performance, or taxes. Instead, millennial millionaires are said to be more concerned with the social responsibility of their investments. Stay with us. We have more Top 30 coming right up. Sometimes a single belt can take a plain Jane outfit and make it special. Here to show us some innovative ways to wear one is fashion expert and my friend Sydney Sadik. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so when I think of a belt, I just think of a regular pair of pants and strap the belt in my loops.
Yep, because that's what we've been doing for so many years,
Yeah.
right? But thanks to so many awesome new trends, we're really finding fresh and innovative ways of wearing belts that'll really take any outfit of yours up a notch.
Okay.
So one thing that I'm absolutely loving right now is wearing a belt with a blazer. So blazers are obviously very professional, but wearing a belt just gives it more of a glamorous edge. Belts with crystals, belts with studs. We're seeing this now all over some of the biggest Hollywood celebrities.
Okay, so we need to up our belt game in a major way then.
Exactly.
Okay.
We have to follow these celebrities for sure.
How else can we wear belts?
So Western belts are really having a huge moment. Christian Dior has made a huge emphasis on this trend, and we're now seeing brands like Zara, Topshop, Forever 21 really making this essential part of their accessories game. I suggest wearing them with a really feminine and flirty skirt.
Ooh.
Tulle skirts, it's a little daring, something you might not think about, but it really does look great. It's the contrast that will really make it exciting.
I love this look, like love, love, love.
It's fun. If it's a little too much for you, you can go for a really great floral maxi skirt or dress, whatever you're most comfortable in. But again, it's that edgy belt with the flirty feminine silhouette. It's just great.
Okay, I'm loving this. What else do you think?
So last but not least, I am all about that monochromatic trend. This is something that we've seen for years, and now you can really make your belt a huge part of that moment. Pick one color, but another way that you can really make this fun is by breaking down the monochromatic look with a black or gold belt, just to really play with proportions and add that really fun dimensional element.
I had no idea the belt world was so expensive.
It is. I'm wearing one today.
I love yours, by the way, the big statement in the front.
It is, and this is Western styled, and I'm pairing it with this really flattering, you know, kind of form-fitting dress.
Velvety,
and
right?
Velvety, all velvet, and it's fun, and this is really great, whether you're going to work, out with your friends, or of course, a night out for anywhere.
I am low-key obsessed with your look today.
Thank you.
By the way. Sydney, you always have great tips. Thank you for coming.
Thanks so much.
All right, in today's Hometown Stories from Fox 10 Phoenix, in front of a crowd of nearly 2,000 people, Make-A-Wish Arizona looked to grant an astonishing 6,000 wishes at their annual Walk of Wishes. Every year, the chapter's signature event brings together supporters, wish kids, and their families to celebrate the success of the foundation and commit to raising funds.
It's really focused on our wish families and having a great time for our wish families, but also allowing our donors and our supporters to come and really see the impact of a wish and meet wish families and raise money for future wishes.
In our next story from Fox 4 Dallas, Brandon Stanley is the student manager for the Richland High School football team. Brandon also has a birth condition called microcephaly, which affects his brain development. But ever since becoming the team manager, he started to progress from nonverbal to super expressive.
His speech has just taken off. He's now speaking wants and needs. He has to tell me every morning after a football game if they lost, if they won, how they played, who did what. So, I mean, as far as progress, as far as functional life progress, phenomenal.
And when the Richland High Rebels took on the Haltom Buffaloes, the coaches realized they could use a fire starter. So they turned to Brandon, giving him a chance to play in his first game ever. And on his first play, Brandon got the ball and took it all the way for a touchdown.
I knew he could run. I knew he was going to be safe, and they'd take care of him. But I just was surprised how well they did it. They were, very protective of him, too. And he knew exactly what to do when he ran with that ball.
It's exciting for us and for those kids to be a part of something that is above them and something that's not about them, which it's really hard. Today's society, we're about ourselves, and it's not about us at all. It's going to be about Brandon.
Truly an amazing story. All right, since 2017, hacks and breaches at Yahoo, Facebook, Equifax, and others have left billions vulnerable. But with security a concern, many are now looking to past internet activity as well. Whether it's that old MySpace page, the Craigslist account you made for one purchase a decade ago, or a Tinder profile you used back when you were single, traces of personal data are everywhere. And those birthdays, addresses, and credit card numbers remain available to potential hacking. Recalling all old accounts or their passwords may be difficult, but security experts suggest deleting as many inactive or unnecessary accounts as possible, starting with those you've given sensitive information to. Even more, some recommend swapping personal data with dummy information before deleting in case sites maintain a record. And if platforms don't allow deletion, scrub as much content as you can instead. At this point, your online footprint is there, so you might as well do what you can to manage it. Okay, you have to hear this story. David Verberg is one of the fastest men on Earth. He's an Olympic gold medal winning sprinter who now also holds the title of hero. David used his quick speed to save the life of an innocent little tortoise. While driving down a busy road in Florida, David nearly hit the slow-moving animal who was trapped among racing cars in the street. He said, "I thought it didn't deserve to go out that way. I figured if I could save it, I should try." So in the dramatic rescue caught on tape by his passenger, David pulled over, jumped out of his car, raced to the middle of the intersection to grab the tortoise, and ran back to his car with her. David then drove to a safe place where he let the tortoise go in the brush. As a member of Team USA's track and field team, David brought home the gold in the 2016 Olympic Games for the 4x400 meter relay. And now he can add lifesaver to his resume. Don't go anywhere. We have more things you need to know coming right up. Welcome back. Here's your top 30 health roundup. A study conducted by vitamin D and omega-3 trial researchers tells us that neither vitamin D nor fish oil supplements help prevent cancer or serious heart-related problems. This study, which was published in the New England Journal of Medicine, also suggests there's no reason to receive regular vitamin D blood tests because patients' vitamin D levels made no difference in their risk. Although vitamin D nor fish oil helped in any way, researchers found there were no serious side effects either. Next, the Department of Health and Human Services has released a new edition of physical activity guidelines for Americans. The update suggests that only 26% of men, 19% of women, and 20% of adolescents actually adhere to health guidelines. The new edition says adults now need 150 minutes of aerobic activity per week, while youth and adolescents need 60 minutes per day. The HHS says physical activity manages chronic health issues, improves brain health, reduces cancer risk, and reduces weight gain. And finally, doctors commonly hear that patients are frequently tired. The Keck School of Medicine at USC says that nutritious eating, adequate sleep, and regular exercise should be all you need to have your body functioning optimally. But if you're all set in those areas and you're still just always tired, the Keck School says it could be one of 7 serious conditions: anemia, depression or anxiety, thyroid disease, diabetes, sleep apnea, autoimmune disease, or heart disease. If you believe one of these conditions could be affecting you, please see your primary care provider. Listen up, nearly 1 in 5 teenagers cannot finish their homework, not because they don't want to, not because of their intelligence, but because of the homework gap. The homework gap refers to the difficulty students experience completing homework when they lack internet access at home in comparison to those who have access. A study from the Pew Research Center shows about 15% of U.S. households with school-aged children do not have high-speed internet, causing teens to struggle to complete homework assignments that require internet access. A study by the Consortium for School Networking reported that at least 70% of teachers assign homework requiring internet access. Teens living in Black, Hispanic, or lower-income households were especially likely not to have internet access at home to complete their assignments. As a result, many teens are required to do their homework on cell phones or in public places where they can access the Wi-Fi. The economic separation causes these students to fall behind academically in an already competitive educational arena. The Pew Research Center said their findings reflect a broader discussion on how socioeconomic status reflects America's youth, education, opportunities, and beyond. Well, millennials are officially the biggest generation. Some know them for being hip and innovative, but to others, they're killing off lots of industries and staples of American culture that many other generations hold dear. For example, beer. Data released by Goldman Sachs suggests millennials prefer wine and hard liquor to beer, and it appears to be affecting sales. Beer lost 10% of its market share to wine and spirits from 2006 to 2016. Another casualty of millennials, napkins. According to the Washington Post, millennials prefer paper towels to traditional napkins, mostly because paper towels are more multifunctional. Millennials are also rejecting bars of soap. They're covered in germs, they believe, and prefer soaps that come out of a dispenser. And it looks like millennials are ignoring mom's advice to use fabric softener. According to the Wall Street Journal, sales fell 15% from 2007 to 2015. But never fear, we hear sales of avocado toast are doing just fine. You know, flying cars are finally a thing for the select few, and now police in Dubai are testing what they call Hoverbikes. A California-based tech company called Hoversurf developed the Hoverbikes, and what better place to test them than the futuristic city of the United Arab Emirates. The bikes weigh 253 pounds and fly about 16 feet above the ground. They can fly up to 60 miles per hour, and with the pilot, the battery lasts about 10 to 25 minutes. But in drone mode with no pilot, they last up to 40 minutes. Hoversurf released a statement saying, "We are currently training and working with Dubai police to get their division up and running for 2020. Turns out these bikes aren't just for cops, though. Hoversurf has approval from the Federal Aviation Administration and says anybody can order a hoverbike for a cool $150,000. A little pricey for me. Stay with us. We have more Top 30 coming right up. Welcome back to Top 30. One company is betting that drivers will want to rent out their own cars. Maven is operated by General Motors. The service lets owners of Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac vehicles charge peers for the use of their ride. GM just announced an expansion to 10 cities by the end of the year. Cars have to be 2015 models or newer, up to date on safety recalls, and can't have a stick shift. Owners are responsible for keeping cars clean and gassed up. Renters are expected to return cars in the same condition as when they were picked up. GM backs rentals with up to $1 million in liability insurance. The owners can set their own pricing within a 20% range determined by Maven. They keep 60%, GM takes the other 40%. The company says that renting a 2018 Chevy Cruze for 7 days a month would net an owner about $533. A 2017 GMC Sierra pickup would bring in over $1,000. Maven says it's already booked 186,000 reservations. Well, it spawned scholarships, dances, and multiple Top 30 stories. But even with 125 million users, many non-gamers ask, what's Fortnite? Released in summer 2017, Fortnite's an online video game best known for its Battle Royale mode, in which 100 players fight to be the last one standing. Unlike the game's campaign mode, Battle Royale is free to download, but that doesn't mean players can't run up a bill, spending on in-game currency called V-Bucks. Starting at $9.99 for 1,000 V-Bucks, players can purchase new skins, gliders, sprays, and more to enhance play. But as kids and teens spend hours in battle, concerned parents wonder, is this game violent? While players use assault rifles, handguns, and rocket launchers to kill each other, the game features no blood or gore. In fact, Review.com says the cartoonish violence is more akin to Looney Tunes. And that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. You can catch up on past episodes of Top 30 now on Hulu. You can also download the Top 30 mobile app and visit our website. We want to hear from you, so connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Like, follow, and subscribe to @Top30TV for interviews and exclusive web content. We'll see you next time on Top 30.